Welcome to week 8 of Old Testament Survey. You've made it through the first 7 weeks. Congratulations. You just have 1 week to go. This is a fun week. You get to get into some scripture that maybe you haven't spent a whole lot of time in. Most of us learned Bible stories when we were kids about Jonah, but we might not have spent a whole lot of time in the rest of the minor prophets. And they still hold incredible value today for us as we think about Christ and all that he has done in our lives, as we think about forgiveness and love and mercy, as we also think about judgment and wrath, that there is a cost to sin. All of that plays out in the minor prophets. Reading this week, you're going to read about 50 pages in Hinson and Yates, chapter 38, all the way through chapter 45. You want to do that. You're also going to spend time reading in scripture through those minor prophet books. You have one video that you're going to watch, Bible in a Minute. Make sure you do that. All of that should be done before you do any of your work, okay? Good news this week, no discussion boards. You don't have an initial post to do on Friday. You don't have replies to do by Monday. No discussion board. You did your last one in week 7. You do have a quiz this week on the minor prophet, so prepare yourself for that. Make sure you've done your reading and everything. And then the big assignment for this week is really a culmination of everything that you've been doing. The timeline the last couple of weeks, the Israelite history worksheet, everything else that you've done, trying to understand the major themes of Scripture, the overall flow of the Old Testament. And so you're going to write a paper. It's going to be 4 pages at least. Don't write 3.5. Don't write 3 in a line on page 4. 4 full pages. You can go over that. Just don't write an entire book on it. I'm not looking for that much. I'm looking for you to be clear and concise in what you write, okay? You want to use MLA format, so follow MLA formatting for everything. Use everything that you've learned up to this point. It's an incorporation of that. You want to make sure that the thesis statement from the instructions is in the first paragraph, okay? Clearly identify it. You're going to use themes and not just verses. Sometimes we tend to pick a verse here and pick a verse there. You're looking at the major themes throughout all of the Old Testament. Every book, every verse is included in that. It's not that you can't use verses or a section of Scripture, but you're going to lean more on themes that carry throughout the whole of the Old Testament, okay? You're going to there's going to be 4 required sections. Those are laid out in the instructions for you. Read them very carefully. Follow them carefully. Write about them carefully. I want you to take and with those 4 sections, put section titles for them so that I know what you're talking about and I know that you followed the instructions, okay? And then cite your sources in the text, who the author is and the page number, but then also the works cited. Make sure that you've clearly got that in. The biggest error that I see in papers is the works cited is not on the first blank page. So if you write 4 full pages, your works cited should be on page 5. If you write 4.5 pages, it doesn't come at the end of the writing, it comes at the end of the first blank page. Make sure that you do that, okay? If you have questions, as always, you can shoot me an email and ask me. I'm quick to reply. If it's an emergency, shoot me a text or give me a phone call. God bless. Have a wonderful, wonderful last week of Old Testament Survey.